Okay, I'll keep this short then. Folks, welcome. I've got myself in my ear there. It's Wednesday. I didn't want to miss this jet. Okay, well, the observant ones amongst you will figure where we are. Bottom right hand side of your screen, Hilton Garden Inn, ladies and gents. The boys at DD have got some engineering works going on down at to the end. So we're at the other end of the runway. Do get some great bank shots here, man. Interesting, when I was making my way up here, I noticed BA's 350 Bravo Charlie, was it? The damaged 350. Wing profile, look at that, wow. Never get bored of that. Never give up on a good thing. Remember what makes you happy. Look at that. China. Is it China? No, that's not China, that's Iraq or Jerry, why just say something like that? It's just the writing is Arabic, isn't it? That's Arabic writing. Yeah. I'll try and check it in a second. So interestingly enough, these boys at BA have got a 350 out of action. Has been since the day that it had that collision with the Dreamliner. Clearly visible the damage to the right hand stabilizer. Qatar, Lady Holsang, the Qatari flag. Okay, my apologies to all anybody who may have been offended by my saying any other. CPR Bahrain and Qatar flags are very similar. Aidan Campbell asking for the reg. Gilly was asking for that as well. I've been joined by... Can you see them? Can you see them flying in the... Oh, they've gone. They've gone. That's unbelievable. They've all gone. Big swarm of little mini flies. Right, okay, we want Regis, don't we? Okay, nothing on the tail. There we go. See that, GP? Bit of a long one. Is that ABC? Straight to your heart, you did. An arrow, you did. Shoot that poison arrow. Perhaps a little bit the wrong thing to be saying there. Violet, good afternoon. Kathy Williams, lots of people talking about that new Dubai airport. Long way off, innit? Jilly, can you hear me? Okay, Aidan Campbell, A9 Charlie, Hotel Mike Hotel. definitely not ABC. It's my old mince pies that have let me down there. Sorry about that. It's just a Qatari government. There we go. Thank you, Aidan. Mick Worsfold, thank you. 767. Yes, Alpha Bravo. It is the Bahrain Royal flight. It is a Bahrain Royal flight. I say Bahrain because that's the way they say it, isn't it? Or just say Bahrain, whatever. Just trying to be all smart, Jerry. Oh, look at me pronouncing it right. Glynis Forrester. Thank you, Glynis. Gifted 5 memberships. Oh, that's Air Baltics. Every single time I see it, I say CS. Is that 300, I think? But it's not, obviously. Is it still on flight radar as a CS 300, or have they finally changed it to A220? Nick Gray, construction avoidance. What's that for? So very interesting the other day when we had a chat. Someone mentioned about the A330 gear retraction. And how the main undercarriage does actually, you know, because obviously we've mentioned about the Boeing undercarriage with the 777, 767 and the Dreamliner, using a tilt mechanism, an actuator, which is like working in the opposite. It's like a hydraulic arm, basically, much like you'd see on your average sort of digger, you know. That controls the arm of the bucket and all that kind of stuff. There's lots of actuators on there, kind of like a suspension arm in a way to describe it. If you're looking on a motorcycle at the front, there's a suspension arm. It's nothing. It just looks similar to it. It's a suspension arm, but it's an actuator, a hydraulic actuator, which doesn't create any cushion or anything like that. It works opposite to a suspension arm. So basically it sucks it and pushes it whichever way it needs to go. So with the 777, it makes the undercarriage tilt forward so as to allow it easier access in, well, perfect fit into the undercarriage bay. Same with the 767 and the 787. But what was interesting, somebody mentioned on the show the other day that, the A330 gear also tilts. Well, I've looked into it, and that was mentioned, by the way, on Kurt. Kurt actually brought it to everybody's attention down there in Sydney with the boys down at Sid Squad. So thanks to him for that, because lots of people sort of think that I know a lot of stuff about aviation. Well, I do know a lot, but I don't know everything. And that was great information that we found out from him. But interestingly enough, look at these flies, man. Look at these flies. See these flies? Can you see them, Julie? See the flies? See the flies? Yes, right. And as soon as I turn the camera at them. So anyway, I've had a good look. There is a couple of examples on YouTube of it. Kurt's caught it, but it's not massively noticeable because it doesn't tilt. It straightens by way of the oleo. And I've got a great example of it to show you guys on the show on Friday, which kind of shows that as the gear retracts, the oleo retracts in itself as well, almost like an actuator, because normally what happens is the gear will come up sorry, as soon as the wheels leave the ground, the gear will, you know, extend ever so slightly because of the extension on the oleo. But as it comes up, it brings itself back in. But as it's doing that, it's articulated, the right word to use. It's almost like an articulated system where as it retracts, it automatically, the other components on the undercarriage, you know, let me have a think about this. Anyway, the mechanisms on the undercarriage will, linkages, that's the word I'm looking for, the linkages, that will sort of like automatically bring the undercarriage to a straighter angle to fit inside the inside the bay. So oh, Rob Larkin tuning in from Brisbane, g'day. We're waiting for that 757, the Icelandair 757. Finally, thankfully, we made it in time. Interesting down here on the British Airways maintenance. Well, it's the pad, but quite a lot of sort of like engine work going on out there. It's not something, we do see it from time to time. The boys and girls out there in their white suits, the engineering teams, you can really see the core of that engine. Oh, I'll tell you what they're doing there. Look at that. Can you see the blades are moving? They're not spinning, they're moving them. So that's like click, 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 click. So I think what they're doing is possibly a boroscope, or just a visual check of the maybe the back possibly of the blades, because obviously all the other componentry, all the low pressure and high pressure turbine blades are all covered obviously by the engine outer skin itself, if you know what I mean, the core, because that's the core of the engine. The bit that you see up in the air, that's like the hood or bonnet of your car, where you're lifting it up to inspect the engine. So that's the engine cowl there. Lucky Luke tuning in from Brisbane as well. G'day. Wow, how cool is that? Icelandair apparently on the push. That poor old Virgin Dreamliner still sitting there waiting for her engines, man. Wow, that's just a money drainer, that is, isn't it? Aidan Campbell sometimes Jerry blinds us with signs. Oh, hello, we've got a failed to retract undercarriage here. Just noticed that on a couple of CEOs, you know. It's a brake failure, isn't it? Give it a couple of minutes. Let the wheel stop spinning. The wheel on the jet goes round and round, round and round. You want it to stop. Auto brake systems, when you select the gear up command lever on any jet, it basically automatically, there we go, automatically will stop the brakes from stop the wheels from turning by applying the brakes on the main gear, that is. Front gear has a brush system or nylon braking system. So I'm guessing one of the biggest, well, I would imagine it's got to be number one in it, Gilly, the Global 380. It's on its way, isn't it, to the UK? Is that going to feature on the on radar? I'm guessing on Flight Radar 24. I'm guessing it will do. Alan Burden, 10 months member today. Joanna B, dunno. Nosy, I guess, aren't they? Mind you, they've stopped now, so maybe they were like, oh, is that some food? A bit like the horses. And there she is, folks. You know, not a lot of people would make, oh no, they are here. Not a lot of people would make a big deal about that that 350, that 757. But for us, it's a dying breed, isn't it? You know, in terms of aircraft that are in service, certainly in the European theatre. Iceland Air, about the only ones that are sort of like, well, they more or less are, aren't they? It's the US. You've got to go to the US, really, to see them in operation anywhere else, I'm thinking, other than going to, you know, somewhere like Munich or somewhere where obviously the 757 freighters are still operational, still very popular. But that's a beautiful example of a 757, which hopefully, based on the issues that they're having with the MAX deliveries, and I'm just going to refer to it as that at the moment, not anything else. It's just the MAX deliveries, and also the Airbus deliveries as well. Let's remember that both airframers are suffering with delays for multiple things, you know, in terms of raw materials, etc., etc. But that 757 will be around for a little while longer, I would imagine. Michael Bodnar, 757, always one of my favourites. Yeah, it's a classic jet. RB211s, Rolls-Royce RB211s. Again, another old engine that. I mean, that was pre-Trent, wasn't it? You know, this is the RB. It's a standalone engine, but a lot of the technology was learned from engine to engine. Literally, they basically take what they've learned and adapt it to their new engines with more materials and stuff like that, better materials. But also now, you know, after that was the big fan. Of course, the Trent 700 was, you know, in that family, bigger engine, but in the Trent family, 500 powering the 346, wasn't it? Mr. Rigsby, why is Global only doing 390 mile an hour? Why only at flight level 270? Good question, that. Probably, Mr. Rigsby, because it has to be, it's only authorised at, first of all, that altitude, for safety reasons, I guess you would say. Structural reasons, I'm guessing. Would that be right? Anybody care to? Ellis Chernoff would know. Number one worldwide track, 2,356 people tracking it. Claire Bear went on that Iceland Air 757. So we'll catch the next Dreamliner that goes in. In fact, I think that's a triple lining up, isn't it? We can check the gear tilt on it. Left. She's going to go left. Nice. Oh, okay, a bit early on the pool there. Sorry about that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do quickly, folks. Stand by. Dizzy. I think I'll move these back a little bit further so that I can. Straighten this out. Stand by, stand by. I want to see the gear tilt on this one. 222. Where's it? 333. Okay, watch the undercarriage tilt. So as it leaves the ground, the oleos extend ever so slightly. Gear remains tilted backwards. Now gear up after 3 seconds and you'll see the gear shift forward. There we go. With the actuators doing that, it's all part of the process. So 300, isn't it? Wow. No way. We got somebody, got passenger on the Delta 330, just about to push to Atlanta. Is he a viewer or member or what? He's a member. What's his name? Patrick Crimmins. I've read that name on a number of occasions, I think. Patrick, fantastic. Enjoyed his stay in London. Loves watching the show. We'll get you, mate. Little bit of floofage there. We are expecting rain later, so there will be some moisture. Little bit of a... Yeah, almost stops, doesn't it? Nice fade away, fade away, fade away, fade away. Engine watch. Michael K as rare as a Ford Escort.
Yeah, see that, see that.
Or a Capri. Mark 1 at that. A big old unit going in there, isn't it? That's something that's been taken out by the looks of it. Yeah, that's been taken out, isn't it? That could be the ECU for all we know. Jimmy Scotland just sat watching Sunday shows for about 20 minutes. We can also get arrivals. But we're all about departures today, folks. Nigel Coxon, great plane, 757. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to read that one out. Jet 2, of course, still using the 757. My apologies to Jet 2 and all fans of them. CPR. Claire Bell. 19 degrees. Paul Skilling, thank you. Alan Doyle. Yes, Alan Doyle. Jet 2 still operates the type in the UK. Thank you. My apologies. Out of touch on that one. Michael Bodnar flew on Delta 757s a lot in the 90s. Ian Hanna, absolutely. Go to Atlanta for 757s in their multiples. We did that, didn't we, Gilly? We've done Atlanta. Thank you, Avro Arrow, gifting a membership, thank you. Of course, it's not massively noticeable on the Dreamliner and the 767 because it's only a 4-wheel car. Yeah, it's the first. No idea it was a bank holiday next Monday. Thanks for reminding us, Matt. Interesting. It says 767 without winglets. United 767 with no winglets. It is, isn't it? Or is that just me not seeing them because they're so skinny? Raptor X. Cathay Pacific to Hong Kong. Oh, sorry. Quite flexed, isn't it? I mean, it's heavily flexed, don't get me wrong. It's just the Dreamliner wing has that natural sort of like curve to it, whereas that is more sort of bird of prey style, almost AIRBUSy in a way. Is that 7.5? Where's the 7.5 going? It's a 7.6. It's a 777. Oh, it's there! Heck! I think what happened was I was looking behind me as that triple was going out, that American triple, a Cathay triple, sorry. Oh, flipping heck. Wake up, son. Oh well, we got it anyway. Vinny 350, yes indeed. Air Astana used to fly their 350s, their 757s into Heathrow. Now got their Neo, haven't they? Their new Neo, which, you know, they haven't got the best of liveries, have they, Air Astana? Works for them. Christian Milburn has gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Christian. Wow, Christian's staying at the Renaissance and the Hilton Garden Inn. Fair play, mate. Both bites of the cherry. Wow, that's cool, man. No, it's not possible, folks, I'm afraid. So they've removed that component, whatever it was, and they are now, I'm guessing, just waiting for the replacement to arrive. It was in a cardboard box, wasn't it? I think they might have gone to lunch. repeat last time he flew was with Air Astana. Senseless dusts. Saying there's a 380 inbound. Air Transat used to, yeah, indeed, Boeing 747, Gatwick to Toronto. Remember that? Weren't they operating that up till sort of like 2018, 2019 maybe? Yeah, it's very. It is. The weather is very. Looking very stormy. Looks like it's going to. I think it's going to bubble up a little bit later on, isn't it? Look at this 767 with no winglets. Is it a 300 ER or something? It has got rate wingtips. It must be a 400 then. Wow, United 400. 764. The 300 ERs are the one with the winglets, the sharklets in it. I'm massively confused here. Oh, okay, it is 767-400 to New York. Thanks, Screaming Emu. Wow. It's quite rare to see that one in town. Obviously, one of their 300s is either that or its capacity. Rob Larkin, Hilton Garden Inn is my go-to hotel since 2006. Room 415 a few weeks ago. So that's interesting, 415. Not thinking of going to room 747 then, Rob? Hey? How can that be? How can that be? I'm a little bit confused there, Roger, because the collision happened not too long ago, but that Dreamliner has been, or have they taken the engines off that one as well? I don't know. He might be a little bit confused because the other one might be parked round there, but that one's been sitting around long before. Yeah, that one's been there. That one's been there for a long time. You know, getting on for 6 months. Look at that lovely Air India 222, man. Triple Seven Lenny. When I leave for work. When I leave for work, I leave Big Jet TV on the telly to keep my dog. Chester, what's that? You're part of the woodwork in my humble abode. Ah, Chester. We all leave the radio or the TV on for the pets, don't we? Yeah. Oh, Screaming Emu's in London, isn't he? Whereabouts are you, Screaming Emu? Are you in London or are you, you know what, I don't need this bleep now. Kuwait, wait. Ian Byrne, good afternoon. James Dayton. GV fan has been sat at Heathrow since the 1st of December. Yeah, James, that's the one we're talking about. So that is GV fan, ironically enough, having its engines, well, I mean, wow, that is, thank you for Roger Slater's input. That is the damaged aircraft. that is the damaged aircraft. They took the engines off that aircraft and put them on the other aircraft, which has been sitting there for months on end, since the 1st of December. So thank you. Roger Slater, there we go. They took the engines off that one and put them on GV Fan, which had no engines, as this aircraft is inoperable due to the damage to its horizontal stabiliser. Oh my god! Which one was it that was actually pushing back, and which was the one that was at gate? Was it the Virgin that collided with the BA, or was it the BA that collided with the Virgin? I think by the looks of the damage, because it's forward, it's the leading edge of the horizontal stabiliser, which makes it look like it might have been the Virgin jet that collided. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Wow, it was the Virgin jet that was... So that we can narrow that down to being the Virgin crew. So you might see the tilt on this undercarriage. There it is. Quite marginal compared to what we normally see with the 777 because of the triple cart. Wow. So that will be the Virgin ground crew. So that's going to filter all the way back, isn't it? That's going to filter all the way back to possibly the training team. It's either that or the geezer might have even been a fully qualified. It's either the wing worker, isn't it? The guy that's out there on the apron with the stick. He may have got. He may. You know, you've got to have quite good. You've got to have quite good sense of perception. Sense of perception, haven't you? In terms of, like, you know, gapping and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? I was doing engine runs. I was doing Mumbai. Is it? Oh wow. Oh, it's on the way from Mumbai, is it? Yeah, you know what? When you actually take it back, it's got to be the tug operator, because he or she has just turned too tightly, haven't they? And from what I can see, the communication between the tug operator and the wing operator being on foot, I don't think there's any radio contact. So if he's like, no, because how often does a wing worker, how often are they put in that situation? So for something like that to happen is a very rare event, and therefore, but they need to be massively trained for it, don't they? It's a bit like the chances of an engine failure on departure is very, very rare. But pilots train for it all the time, because even though it's highly unlikely to happen, they've still got to train for it, you know, along with other eventualities. But yeah, interesting. I would imagine that would possibly more likely be down to the wing walker or wing worker. Paul Skilling, the Air India 777-200, 14 years old. Oh, he's in Wanstead. Chili told me to sod off. Yeah. So there's the tug operators, because Virgin have their own team here. Donata doesn't do it, or anybody else. It is their own They're usually either blue or red. Sarah Manning, good afternoon. Aidan Campbell, been on GV fan as an upper class passenger. Oh, how lovely. Yeah, the collision that we're talking about, Senseless mentioning there, asking the question there about what collision. It was between a Virgin Atlantic 787 and a BA 350. Virgin Atlantic's horizontal stabilizer collided with, collided with the horizontal stabilizer of the BA 350 it was about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? I can't remember. But yeah, obviously someone's in deep water for that, aren't they? Ian Prothero flew 767-400 with Delta back to Heathrow from Atlanta a few weeks ago. Yes, that's one operator that does operate the 767-4 quite often here at Heathrow is Delta. Nice plane, but the engines sound quite loud if you're in the cheap seats behind the wings. Cobalt, that's it. That's it. Cobalt. Okay, and they are the blue push-back tugs. Right, yeah, there we go. Cobalt, that's it. Is that Roger? It was Roger, thank you, Roger. Rohit Parkel, Air India 777-200, long range, frequently used for the Bengaluru San Fran route, also Delhi to San Fran. Well, today it's London Heathrow's turn. Classic jet, love this. Love the old livery. Off to Delhi. Is he going or what? Screaming Emu's done everything, hasn't he? It's the best way to be. It's the way you end up being a run an airline after all that, mate. She's a rolling. What's that screaming emu's talking about? Charge to ship, Julie. Oh, okay. Ask them. Join the 10% club. Yeah. ARD, screaming emu. Yeah, you get it back right away if you're spending over 100 quid. Get a look at North London. Well, probably won't actually by the time it's over the over land. And GP just going to take this call. Standby. This is Jerry. I'm well, how are you? Yeah, hello? Yes? Yeah, you rung the wrong Jerry. Okay, thank you. Okay. Flipping heck, man. Hello, is that Jerry? Yeah, it's Jerry. I think I might have rung the wrong Jerry. Okay. Obviously got more than one Jerry in her phone log thingamajig, address book thing, whatever. Penny Haskins, anyone been on Air India? I've read awful reviews. Well, you're going to read good ones as well, Penny. There are awful reviews for every single airline, because the review is sometimes totally unrelated to the flight itself. A lot of times it's down to the baggage handling at either end, one end or the other. They were just disgruntled, they were just dissatisfied with their experience, not the flight. But on the other hand, there are, of course, people who had a bad experience on the flight. For whatever reason, it might be the food, they didn't like the food, the service on board the aircraft, the seats, etc., etc., etc. It just goes on and on and on, doesn't it? So it depends on, every airline has good and bad reviews. So it's like some fella called us up the other week saying, would we mind quoting on the airline with the worst delay history? And I said, well, you can't put that down to any airline, man. Because every single airline, I said for a start, every single flight that you go on, regardless of how good the airline is, you're gonna have a 30-minute difference between the scheduled departure time and the actual departure time. They make their time up on the flight itself normally if they're delayed, which they 90% of the time are. You look at most of these flights that we're looking at here, okay, and they will most of them will have have a departure time of at least 30 minutes ago. Someone's going to say, yeah, this one's on time. This one's come out of T4, that's why it's Lucy Martin has gifted a membership. Thank you, Lucy. This is an old CEO, isn't it? Air Serbia, is it? Standoff down at the other end of the runway. What's going? So what about that Saudia? What is it? The 747 freighter, Air Atlantic Icelandic. They obviously were a crew unfamiliar with the taxiways and runways wherever it was. Where was it? Julie took off. Riyadh tried to take off from the runway, from the taxiway. Flipping heck, Jerry, man. Yeah, Well, there's nothing wrong with that, Jerry. You know, I mean, no, stupid idiot, try to take off from the rump. No, try to take off from the taxiway. Rohit, that was Air Serbia. Europel Palpatine. Guys, please try to keep your welcomes to just one single hello. Let's try not to have people. Yeah, it's just pointless, isn't it? It's pointless, man. Yeah. You just clog up the chat with people saying hello, John, hello, Phil, hello, Steve, hello, Brian, hello, Mary. It's like. Raptor X SAS 320 Neo intercept departure to Stockholm. Oh, Alpha Bravo, second incident of that kind at that airport. Blimey, that must be a very sort of like badly lit or indicated taxiway then, I'm guessing. Mike, if it's good enough for Maverick, it's good enough for them. Good question. Aviation Stapes 1975. Why did the aircraft on approach change their engine tune? Jump on that in a second. Look at those outboard ailerons, man. Look at the ailerons. Wow, that was a quick flick of the ailerons there. Last Saturday was the was it the 19th anniversary of the A380's first flight, or was it 30 years? I can't remember. No, it can't be 30 years, obviously. 19 years, I think it was. I think it was its 19th anniversary. Yeah, 205, 206, something like that. Yeah, the reason why you'll hear the engines change in their tone is primarily when they're either increasing speed or decreasing speed, starting with their flaps. It depends on how far out you are. Far out, man. If you're quite a long way out from the airport, then you will hear a sort of like a noise that comes from the flaps being extended. Flaps and slats, it's sort of like creates an audio note which is heard a lot on approach paths to airports. Where's our man on Delta's 339 GB? Another aircraft with just, you know, all the Airbus aircraft, apart from obviously the A300, doesn't have flaperons. Oh, hello. We've got a... Okay, well, we have an option, folks. We have an option. Stand by. Well, I think... Yeah, but that's all right. People will understand. They'll be all right with that, I think. No. I'll come back. Blah blah. I'll drop everything off. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, folks. So here's the deal. Well, should we get our what's happening with the Delta flight first, GP? So we've got the option, if you want, folks. Okay, so another 30 minutes. Oh, sorry, 3 minutes. Has he actually pushed? Did he say he was pushing? John H is a returning member. JF Bryson is also a returning first class member, and Craig Evans is a brand spanking new member. Welcome, Craig. Oh yeah. Marksy, a plan is coming. Yeah, because there's quite a lot of sort of like, you know, gumph that I need to sort of like, when I up sticks from here, it is a bit of a sort of like, it's not like, you know, I'm standing on a mound or something. It's a bit of a trek, and logistically as well. We've basically got the option, folks. See behind that jet there, where they're turning on the 09 turn-on point operations is something that we were planning to do, but there were some engineering works going on down there. That's now completed, I've been informed. And we are clear to go if you fancy a bit of that. Oh, screaming at me. The vent is basically designed to regulate the air pressure within the wing to ensure stable air fuel flow. Which vent's that? Oh, there we are. John H is only returning. He was always here. Do you see that, Jilly? He's just he's changed it from Apple to through the normal way, which is the best way, because you get charged an extra quid on Apple, don't you? Which is a bit of a. I don't like that, mate. I don't like that. It's very, very cheeky. Jez White, let's go to the western end. Bam Bam Booth, I like this spot. Okay. Stay where you are, Ian, Hannah saying. Okay. Oh, this is a low departure. Wow! What was that all about? See that big wing flap? People don't think before they type, do they? A bit like me. Go west. Don't look down, boy. Don't look down. Well, it seems to be sort of like, you know, people happy with either location. Okay, 339. This isn't him, is it? This is a Virgin jet, isn't it? Right, now let's watch for this undercarriage. There's no tilt, but watch as it retracts. It will straighten out. See it straightening out? And that is all down to the mechanism on the undercarriage. I'll show you a very good example of it on Friday. It's basically the oleo sort of like retracts on itself. What's it going on there? Is it? Fly's trying to get in on the action and all. So we're hearing that wind may be... Oh. DCF at some point. Someone's going to make a... Oh, interesting. Shamrock 105. Okay. Sue Taylor. Jerry's singing has woken me from a sound sleep. Put you to sleep. Yeah, go on then. Okay, we're going to run a poll for... Well, the only thing is, Gilly, the trouble is that, you know, we've done this before where the majority as we've gone against the majority, and I don't really like doing that. Super 80 Swiss Air, that DC-9 approach was incredible. Yeah, folks, if you missed it, we posted the Mad Dog from Anchorage approach into runway 33. Crazy approach. Well, we've got this Emirates 380 just pushed, so we might as well hang tight for this one. Brain Sturgeon, tuning in from Philly. Aaron Thomas wanted to be an F-18, that DC-9. I reckon that pilot may have served some time on an aircraft carrier with the Navy or something like that. Alex Scarisbrick, just awoke from nights. Sun is cracking the flags, and Big Jet TV is on great day. G'day, Alex. Welcome to Wednesday. Lance D. It's ironic, Lance, that you're saying that, because I was going to put exactly that. Remember me saying, Jelly? Get the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, I did say it. It was either that or like Rascal P. Coltrane. Oh, I'm getting rain. I'm getting rain, mate. I've got rain. Now that wasn't flipping on the cards, was it? I brought no bleeding stuff with me. Should we start again, Jimmy? And I want to try the mic out as well. I want to see if it works. Sue Freeman, Mad Dog approach was mind-blowing. Rachel Vanzella. Ace Ventura. I've seen a couple of C2 Greyhound landings. They do that all the time, but then again, that's the Navy landing on carriers. Yeah, it was very much that style, wasn't it? Delta is on radar, folks. We're going to hang for the Delta because it's one of our members on it. I've got basic. The camera always has its. Oh look, is that a juvenile and its mum or something? Or flipping it. Look at these flies, man. These flies, I can't even zoom in. Look. From time to time, we do get a swan or two overflying the airport, which is quite amazing because obviously they've got the waterways around London Heathrow. Always have done. Thanks. Bruce saying that Everts DC-9 driver was definitely ex-military. Yeah, fantastic. 380 doing a F&F check. Crazy that motion is just a tiny little movement of either the left or the right control stick. And that's it. Beverly George tracking DL33. Sunil, Crazy Storm on 23rd of October was my first ever time watching Big Jet TV. And I do have also one of my BA friends flying out this afternoon, about 4 o'clock I think. JMO. He's on BA 229. Check the wow, it's a little bit of turbulent air there, just at that sort of like 50-foot mark, isn't it? Tell you what's also interesting sometimes, when you're on the departure route underneath, living below it or whatever, and you hear these 777s coming out, and then you hear it, and then you get starts up again. I think that's autopilot select, perhaps, when they increase the power on the engines. I don't know. Screaming at me, please confirm. Or any other pilots that are with us. I think we've got a couple, haven't we? Neil Christensen, Delta flight, just turning onto the strip now. Okay. Okay. Hello. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Screaming set of GEs or whatever they might be. J-Guy's noise abatement. Quite a hefty old line up down there. Interesting. CPR. The Global 38 is no longer number 1 on flight radar. It's now gone to a KLM E190E2. Doing flight KL1272 from Copenhagen to Amsterdam, which to me sounds routine. Wonder what's going on with that flight. Yeah. Yes, it is quite random, isn't it, at times? Oh, flight radar. Well, not so much flight radar, but the number 1 tracked aircraft. Sometimes you do wonder why. Kujro, it's not the autopilot or Airbus autopilot and auto thrust. On Airbus, autopilot and auto thrust are usually engaged earlier after takeoff. Yes, that's what I thought. I mean, I think it was Emu said that sometimes it's like 400 feet for Emirates, and then it's autopilot. So I'm guessing it's not much different for most operations. But so that must be but yeah. So you get your climb out, and then sometimes you get your retard on the engines, and then you get another power up. It's a double 380 stacked. Oh no, there's the one coming in, isn't it? Screaming Emu. Okay, he's answered as well. It's probably flap related. The engines will power up to compensate for the increased drag. There we go. That's it. Then reduce when they realise they don't need that much power. There we go. Yes. Ah, yes. That was. I thought it was someone talking about to me about my screaming being noise abatement related, but no, no, it's not a noise. It's not a noise. It's not noise related. That's for sure. It's noise abatement, should I say? Because you're at quite a high altitude still when that happens. Sometimes it happens at 3,000 feet, 4,000 feet, something like that. On the climb out, always on the climb out, always settles down. There's only usually a couple of cases of it happening during that climb out. But like he says, that may be something to do with the compensation for flaps. But then again, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a speed related thing, isn't it? Maintaining the speed that the aircraft needs to go at. So that will be the autopilot making those adjustments, I'm guessing. If the autopilot is engaged that early on, which it is, right by this time the autopilot is on, but you still get those engines changing their notes, and that will not likely be, like he says, to adjust or compensate for the flap settings. Reaper Rollage. E190 E2, KLM 1272. You there, Jilly? You're not there anymore. What's going on? Flipping it, mate. What's going on with the... Hello. That KLM 1272 is 7600 over somewhere, Jilly. And that's an E2. That's a worrying thing when you hear that, because that makes me wonder about, makes me worry about the engines, because they have had at least one. Oh, it's a 7.6, is it? Hey? Oh, it's lost communications. Oh, okay, I've got you. You're right, okay. Yes, that's what I thought, Jill Perry. Thought somebody was being very, very rude. Only joking, of course. Right, CEO 330. Because the gear's already up by the time it gets here. It's very difficult to notice the gear straightening out as it retracts. The gear straightens out. Clear for takeoff. Screaming EV, there we go. No radio, a 7600. Oh yeah, probably, yes I have, yeah. I've stopped it now, yeah. Oh really? Interesting. Seven 500 hijack, 76 radio failure, 77 general emergency. Beverly George, this one off to Doha. Maintaining speed, isn't it? I'm guessing is what we're talking about here. You need to maintain that speed to get you to altitude. I'm guessing, is that right? This looks like a Delta 339. Gilly, we've got James Shepherd on. Let's see what he's on. Is this our jet now? What's his name? Patrick. He's on board this flight, folks. He's obviously had a few glasses of claret, hasn't he? Yeah, look at that. 14 foot those wings flex by, man. Nice bit of floofage. Look at those wings flexing, man. Proper ski jumper style, innit? Okay, we've got BA229 GP. BA229. Yeah. TAP 320 Neo. What is that service that's lost its radio? Is it? Did you say it was United or something? Oh, right, the Squawk code. Yeah. It's KLM. Yeah. Okay, that's fine then. Neil Christensen, thank you for the update on that. That's me done on that one. Right, what we're going to do, folks, is if you look back a few shows ago, it was before Anchorage, wasn't it, Jilly? If you scroll back before Anchorage, you'll see we did a show. See where that jet is lining up there, the WestJet 787 is lined up there at Sierra. See the end of those that concrete sound blast wall there. Along there is where my position is, and it's a great shot for the lineup, for the lineups. These kind of shots from the front, and also the turn on, which is that jet turning on there, and also the departure shot as well. Lots of sort of like close-up engine stuff going on there. Stephen Rouse, just realised Flight Radar 24 has the Paddock Big Jet TV viewing site listed on if you zoom in. Brilliant. Is it on Flight Radar? I thought it was just on Google. Is it on Flight Radar? Okay, yeah, that is really cool, man. That's really cool. They're great, those guys at Flight Radar, I know. That would have been automatically put in there by them, Jilly, or manually, or automatically or manually. CPR did it on Google Maps, that was it, yeah. Fair play to the fella. Okay, 380 rolling, and then we're off to the western location, folks, for some roll-on shots. No change at 3 on 09's mark. Mr. Phillips. Yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Vienna. Pauline Grigg. Good day to you, Pauline. Big wake behind this 380. So they'll hold departures. Even large aircraft will sometimes wait for the 380 to be some way in the distance, because the wake of that thing can be, you know, at cruise altitude, we're talking about 10 miles, folks, which is crazy, isn't it? Right. Part 2 then. Let's go for some, let's head down to the western location for some, did he give it, Jilly? Yeah, he did, yeah. It is indeed part of noise abatement. I fully appreciate what you're saying, Mr. 380 pilot, about noise abatement. Obviously, there are maximum levels, and also the noise abatement is also related to the climb out, which route they take out for local communities. When I've talked about the engines increasing and decreasing, it's when they're at a high altitude, you know, 3,000 feet or something like that, when they're like right now, you'll hear it a lot of the times. The 777 will be when it's sort of like around about there sometimes, but it's not all the time, which is a little bit odd. But what I'm talking about is when they're quite way, when they've departed and gone some way, probably, you know, 3 or 4 minutes after departure, so they're at quite a high altitude where you still get the pitch. So I'm sort of on the of I understand and appreciate that there are noise abatement regulations with regards to noise, engine power and direction and all that kind of thing, and well, it's not so much they control that. But anyway, we're going to go to the western location now. Thanks for your input. We'll see you in a little bit.